Hey everyone, Francis here from What a Hell of a Way to Die. If you've been wondering how you can support myself and Nate here on the show, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/hellofawaytodie. Joining the Patreon at any level gets you access to our Discord server, one bonus episode a month, and early access to interviews. At the $5 level, you'll get more bonus content and an opportunity to vote on monthly Zoo Crew episodes. And at the $10 and up level, you'll get exclusive stickers, patches, and pins sent out to you every quarter. Your support means that we can keep our regular episodes free and make sure we don't have to rely on advertisers. If you can, please consider joining and supporting your two favorite veteran dads.
Look, the Ewoks live in the forest. I don't see any of them wearing glasses.
We need to arm the Ewoks.
All right, well, before we continue too far down this pathway, let's talk about Deadliest Warrior. So, gentlemen,
phenomenal show.
What is your history with Deadliest Warrior? Like, surely this
I love
isn't
Spike TV, bro.
Okay, because we're all within the age range. Because this is 2009, 2010. We're all perfectly in that age range for yes. I have just drank 6 Stag beers, and I need to watch something on TV at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday, and Eliminate has already gone off. I watch a lot of Blind Date and Eliminate, and so
I can only watch so many Howard Stern.
Exactly.
Reruns.
So you got to watch that. You got to turn over. Once Mansers is done on Spike TV, it's time. It's time to watch Deadliest Warrior. We used to be a proper country, guys. We used to have a TV station that was just for men, and it was just always a guy being like, Mansers, how many bullets could you take to the forehead before you die? And then just a guy...
Which razor is the best and won't nick your balls?
So this time around, we have the Yakuza versus the Mafia, and you guys have... I don't know if you've watched all the ones beforehand. I would not suggest it. But this is the...
I've only seen a couple episodes, and it's exactly in the scenario that you're describing, where I'm 25 years old, I'm on my 6th bowl and my 7th Mickey.
Got the Mickey Wide Mouse, baby. That's that'll start your that'll start and end your night very well.
Just malt liquor and marijuana, barely coherent. Watching
not a phone
shit.
in sight. Everybody just vibing, and by vibing I mean we're all alcoholics and depressed.
And the only reason I don't have my phone is because I forgot to charge it. It's completely dead.
All right, so Yakuza versus Mafia. So this is the first time that we get some modern fighting warriors against each other. We in the past it's been, we've had Roman soldiers, we've had pirates, we've had Apache warriors. We've had all kinds of hand-to-hand, close quarter combat. The pirates, they gave them guns. They didn't give the Apache warriors guns, though, strangely, because the Apaches definitely had guns, but the Apache was going up against a Greek gladiator, so they couldn't be like, well, and then also we gave the Apaches a fucking Springfield rifle and punched through them. So this is the first time we get modern guns, and this also kind of falls into a very slim number of episodes where you're going to have this kind of this group on group setting, and it's while we do gangs, but before we get to Washington versus Napoleon, where they kind of really lose the thread in season 3, So this is.
Two guys who did a lot of actual fighting.
Well, yeah. They do. They have Pol Pot versus Saddam Hussein eventually, too.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. I love it. Perfect.
Right. So they lose the thread.
From an American perspective, that is just chef's kiss.
Who gets to fight to be Ronald Reagan's best friend? There
is also in this season, in a couple more episodes, is going to be the IRA versus the Taliban. So... Tune back in for that one. So this is our group-on-group fighting. This is the first time that when they do the ending battle, it's like a 5-on-5 fight. Usually it was a 1-on-1, where the last one, a pirate was fighting a knight in full plate armor for some reason. And the pirate looked like they went to, Spirit Halloween and bought a pirate costume. And a pirate wig, spent a lot of money, but spent a lot of money at Spirit Halloween, so it's not really that a lot of money. So, but also this is the first time that we have a fight that is not taking place in the scrubland that's behind the warehouse that they do all of their testing in. because every time they're just like, all right, it's time to see, who would win, an Apache versus a gladiator. And it's always like, and here we are in the scrublands of Southern California because we didn't want to have to drive too far. And we're going to have these guys fight it out.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like in the lobby of like an abandoned hotel or something.
Yes, IRA versus Taliban, I believe. The one for that, the battle at the end looks like it's in a U-Picket, where you can pick car parts, like the U-Wrench-It kind of places, where the IRA and the Taliban are just running around a bunch of fucked up cars and into buses and bombing each other for some reason.
Well, in that case, I got to give the edge to the IRA just because of their use of bombs in cars.
Well, look,
Yeah,
I have a lot of problems with the IRA versus Taliban one because we did that episode with the Zoo Crew a while back. Now I'm slowly working through, and I don't know who I'm going to bring back for that one yet. But I have a lot of problems with that one. But I have a lot of problems with all of them because this is a TV show that is made by people who are not very serious, but
just the dumbest motherfuckers alive.
And they all have.
Can I just on that tangent? Just I know we're going to get into it, but literally my favorite part of the entire episode and every episode of Deadliest Warrior is when you get like the deep voice guy talking about like we plugged in all the data into our state of the art computer system, and they just show an Excel spreadsheet.
It's not Excel. It's Open Office. I found
even better.
We couldn't afford the $825 for Office.
We're gonna figure out how much the Mafia made using QuickBooks.
But using the free version of it. Yeah, I found.
Yeah, it's even better that it's the trial version.
I found an old Ask Me Anything on Reddit with Max Geiger, and they're like, "What's with the Excel spreadsheets?" And he's like, "We used Excel." He's like, "We needed the spreadsheets for the data entry, but we didn't use Excel. We were using Open Office because all we needed were CSV files, and anything can do that."
That kicks so much ass.
That's phenomenal.
They gotta say, did you see
what could be a better like encapsulation of the show?
Did you see how many pigs that they had to bust up and how many torsos that they have to hit? Like these guys are dumping all of their money into Ballistics Gel's torso and pig carcasses. They don't have money for Office 2008. They just don't have it in the budget
for one Office license.
Yeah. For the Jello mix they use for brains.
We have to buy too much of this agar powder to make gel torsos to stab with size that we also bought from Spirit Halloween.
Sorry, we went to the liquor store and bought 50 bottles of wine that we're gonna shoot.
A lot of $2 Chuck got taken out that day.
Yeah, right.
The ones that Tommy Bananas didn't drink.
Someone good at the economy, please help me. My TV show is dying.
Yeah, so let's talk about our experts. I always love the experts, and this is one of the first times that both sides gets a young guy and an old guy. Usually it's whoever they can pull off the street, whatever stunt man who's just like, yeah, I practice with swords. And like, cool, you're a pirate sword expert now because you're an extra in fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, you're an extra in like the third Pirates of the Caribbean movie. You're an expert in sabers.
Johnny Depp said hi to me once.
Johnny Depp sent me a suggestive text once. I get to be a pirate now. But this time
I listened to Keith Richards play guitar.
Yeah, so this time we've got each side has a young hot guy who's like really in shape and really ready to like kick some ass, and then it has an old fat dumpy guy too. Which I think if you're going to talk about the Yakuza or the Mafia, you definitely need one of both. Like they really nailed it here that we need young hot guy, we need old dumpy guy, and they're gonna be a perfect encapsulation because when you think of the Mafia, what do you think?
Old country, new country.
Exactly. You need a Chris and you need a Paulie.
Right. You need the young guy that can fuck him up, and you need the old guy that can walk in and be like, yeah, I got the machine gun and I know who to talk to make all of this go away. So we get that with the Yakuza and we get that with the Mafia this time. So on the Yakuza side, we've got Zero Kazama, who is a Yakuza weapons expert. He is a martial artist. I looked him up a little bit. He teaches martial arts. He is very, very much like if I was going to find somebody who I need to know about Japanese underworld, sure. This guy probably has read a couple of books. And we have Dave Kono, who apparently has ties, who they say they tell us, so the Yakuza has its base in post-World War II Japan after the fall of the Japanese Empire. The Imperial Japanese government fell, and the new government hasn't quite come up yet. So you get the Yakuza, or you get Godzilla -1, depending on what you're watching. But David Kono apparently says that his ties with the families go back to the samurai, which is a very weird stretch to be making here between, like, yes, we have samurai who were these like elite warriors who worked for the emperor, who were well known throughout the country as people who were imperial guards or worked for the empire. And then now we have these 2-bit thugs who are sweeping up a bunch of guns that they find because post-war Japan is littered with guns and just killing the shit out of people.